All right, hello everybody. I'm home, and I got a couple of things going on. First of all, I'm kind of between iPads, so I'm trying to transfer some images. And two of these are these two art prints I had for between the other iPad and this one. I want to, well, we got it right there. I think what I'll do is I'll import it into Procreate here. I'm trying to create a new zine. Oh, I've already got it on here. It's right there. Am I on the wrong zine? It makes me wonder. So here is VOIDCIRcUIT. You can see I've done the lettering now at this point, and I've done a bit of refining, not a whole lot. So I think that's what we're gonna do today is that. But I will show you. I've also started on another thing for runes. This is there's my pencils. A barbarian cover. Barbarian attacked by orcs. And I'm quite happy with how my orcs turned out. And actually, this is, you can see the pencils are just one layer, but if you look closely, you can see I actually did like 2 or 3 layers of pencils here. It's like I would do one, and it was, that would be like my basic layer, and then I drew over it as if I were going to ink it, but I was just refining it. And then I took that, and I made that, I reduced the opacity on that to change that. And then I finally started inking it, and it's looking pretty nice to me. Like, I really like the way it looked out. I like the thickness of my barbarian. I kind of like how this guy came out. Anytime you put a lot of characters in, you know, suddenly the trouble becomes choreography. Like, how am I going to fit all these guys on the same page? You know, so I got like a guy back here, and a leader over here with this one horned helmet. I might change that helmet. I don't know. I was just trying to come up with ideas for all kinds of helmet. I put a bunch of spears in the background and some smoke. But when you pull the layer off, I'm liking the way it looks, and feel pretty good about that guy. But let's get back to VOIDCIRcUIT for a moment. Actually, every line of dialogue here is being done by the progenitor. So it's all in the progenitor's font here, which is Burning Wrath. And I could even reduce the... Maybe I should do the same trick. I actually started doing this with the ramen pen on the other image, and I realized I was getting much better results with Rusty Nib once again. So I'm going to save ramen pen for certain occasions, but maybe Rusty Nib is going to be my go-to for a bit. I'm definitely, so this is a very splashy page because it's only got 2 panels. And let's go ahead and panel it right now. It's only got 2 panels, and then everything else is a big splash page. So my 2 panels effectively become inserts or insets. Just because that's all there is. They didn't start that way. I started this out as a regular page, and I just thought, I'm going to go big on this last panel. And then I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to go borderless on this last panel. And then suddenly that changed everything. So, is this a great idea, or is this the best idea? I guess we'll find out. Maybe it's not a great idea at all. That's the thing. You find out. Live and learn. Live and learn. Alright. So now we've got some panels in. Not incredibly awesome panels, but yeah, that's a panel. Alright. New layer. And we can start inking. I like to ink things that are closest to the viewer first. So in the foreground here, this is a Wally Wood type panel with a hand in the foreground. I'm a big believer in the Wally Wood isms. Maybe not. Trying to get some. I also spent some time over on Etsy today, and what I was looking at was other people's zines, and some of them are looking pretty good. I was like, oh, I should be doing that. I should be putting my stuff out there. Now, there's a lot of the kind of zines I expected to see there, which are more, self-insert, or what is known as a perzine, or your personal story in a zine form. And I don't want to diss that, but I don't think it's as of much of an interest as for me. And then also, I noticed a lot of sort of ideology type stuff, which I'm not that interested in either. I'm wanting to do fiction. I want to do comics. But there were some that were comics, and some of them were really interesting, and it was also people who were really breaking the mold artistically, which I like that. I want people to break the mold artistically. All right, now, did I push my hand too close? Because now it's overlapping my figure. I think we're going to leave it where it is for right now. But let's go ahead and draw our hapless, poor fool. What are they called? Void-born servitors. These guys are sort of like the cringing servants. And they're not very formidable. They're just basically, that's all they're good for. And that is becomes the downfall of the progenitors of the Ecliptars. Well, that's a mail truck going across the other side of the street. So Mother's Day is coming up. Hopefully you got something for your mom. I ordered something for my mom. I ordered something for my sister, too, because it's her birthday coming up. I don't know if she acknowledged it. She might not have realized it was from me. Oh, yeah, my idea here. I was wondering, like, what is this slash right through here? This is where I was going to make them like a hologram. Okay, so I'm still going to do that. And I know exactly how I'm going to do it. I am going to have to put him on a different... He's going to have to go on a different layer for me to pull this off. So let's go ahead and end his arm there. We won't go behind the hand here. And I'm going to go ahead and finish how he looks. But what we're going to do... Well, let me show you. This is going to be kind of cool, I think. The comic is in color. It's not just black and white. But we got to somehow make this guy have no holding line. So no black and white. Or no black holding line anyways. No black outline. And because of my experiments with risograph, I've learned how to do that. Okay, I think that's correct. Let's take a look at the previous page. So here's the previous page. You can see I've got a bunch of them. They have these sort of striped things here. Okay, so let's make this guy his own thing. We're just going to select him. Cuts and paste to his own layer. Then we're going to take that layer and alpha lock it. And then we're going to take that layer, then we're going to choose the color from this palette right here, because I've been using this palette for the whole comic. And I'm just going to choose one of the blues. And what we do is we just fill layer. And there we go. We have him. I'll have to remove the thing there. So now we have him in blue. But we're also going to have to show a kind of glow around him. So we're going to turn the alpha lock back off. But maybe we show a little glow. So that we understand he's just a hologram. Another way we could do it is maybe we even... I'll do it with another layer just so I can reverse it really quickly. Let's take white. We'll take some white. And we just... And we get this kind of interfering look, and we might even put another layer behind it. And so it'll look like he's kind of like an electronic ghost, sort of. Yeah. And we just make sure that none of it crosses over onto our other part of the drawing. We could even put a machine back here that's labeled hologram assembler or something like that. But leave that for when we get to the coloring. Let's just leave him as blue for right now and get back into our black. And what else do we do? Well, that's all I had drawn, right? So there's got to be more to it. Let's go back on the layer 7. And then we're going to do this little pedestal thing. And the pedestal, we can see right through it because we can see through the blue lines, because the blue lines, of course, are just energy. Transparent. That doesn't negate us from having to figure out where the horizon line is, though. Let's fix that. So now we got to fake up some technology looking stuff for this room. We might even have to temporarily remove the pencils for a second so we can figure out what we're doing. Let's do some big vertical panels. You ever see when they're on the Death Star in Star Wars? There's these sort of large oblong panels that line the walls. I recently got the Micronauts, what's it called? Micronauts Omnibus. And it's Michael Golden basically doing science fiction adventure. I'm wondering if that's going to work because the, we still want the energy to be seen here. Yeah, I think it'll work. We'll just mark out some of it. And then finally, we have the floor at our disposal, so we can actually use the floor to reinforce our perspective by embedding a grid. I can tell you that I'm definitely going to be looking very closely at Micronauts to see what I can learn from Michael Golden. It is said that Micronauts is his worst work, but it's also said usually at the same time that it's outstanding. So, like, Michael Golden doesn't do bad art. He's really great. So even if you take his worst stuff, which is the Micronauts, there's so much to learn in there. One thing about science fiction drawings is there's always got to be lots of panels and switches everywhere. This is kind of getting into like the when I was doing Corbeau, I was trying to draw this laboratory with all kinds of lab gear everywhere. So let's, whoops, didn't even put that one on there. So we're going to draw like some power cables down here. These are fake perspectives. Gonna keep your fake perspective lines. There we go. Okay. All right, well, that's kind of one layout. I think we're right at my 20-minute mark. I'm just going to do real quick. I'm going to do my Nair boxes and Nair boxes so we can get them out of the way. Began with the gladiators. We took the servitors and changed them, augmented them. They added the DNA of other species and their own DNA to make their servant race more formidable and dangerous and bloodthirsty. All right, let's fill in, boom, and boop. Oops. Got a little hole right there. Let's fix it. Boom. Okay, there it is. So there's our thing. And when we color this, we should show this guy somehow as transparent or being a hologram. Maybe with some sound effects and some other stuff. Or maybe I'll bring him back to black and just say, you know, this is where we started doing, you know, in the next panel, we're going to show the progenitors actually doing the robo-surgery to augment them until we get this crazed creature at the end. Alright, we'll figure this out. Please like, follow, and subscribe. There will be more Void Circuit before you know it. We're drawing every day, drawing every day, drawing every day. Talk to you later.